Let's stay with our politics lead. Home field advantage means very little right now when it comes to the race for the Republican presidential nomination. New polls showing the state of the race in 3 battleground territories this morning: in Ohio, in Pennsylvania, and in Florida. And the numbers indicate being from a state does not give the candidates any leg up with Republican voters, at least not right now. John Kasich from Ohio, Rick Santorum from Pennsylvania, Marco Rubio and Jeb Bush from Florida, all glancing upwards at one Mr. Donald J. Trump, who leads in all their home states. CNN's Athena Jones is standing by in Waterloo, Iowa, where Trump held a rally right at the building behind you. And Athena, in an interview, Governor Bush saying today his greatest weakness is his impatience. It's hard to imagine that he and his campaign are not impatient by his inability to gain traction, even in the Sunshine State.
That's right. Hi, Jake. I mean, the Bush campaign says this race is going to be a marathon or a triathlon, not a sprint. Still, Bush can't feel good seeing that he's trailing Trump by so much in a state where he was governor for 8 years. Trump, of course, is touting these latest numbers. Donald Trump celebrating in Iowa today.
We're way ahead of everybody.
As a new Quinnipiac poll shows him leading the Republican field in 3 key states: Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Florida.
I'm delighted to be here.
Ben Carson coming in second. But it was Trump's standing in Florida that really had him gloating today.
Florida, I was at 21. I went up to 28. We're killing everybody. And don't forget, you have a sitting senator and an ex-governor in Florida.
He bests both Senator Marco Rubio and former Governor Jeb Bush by double digits in their home state. The same goes for Ohio Governor John Kasich.
I don't know, maybe there's a mistake, because actually the governor of Ohio is a quality guy and he's doing a good job, but we're beating everybody by a lot in Ohio.
I'm not aware of it.
The new numbers come as Bush campaigned down the road in Iowa today, trying to make headway in the key early voting state where he is badly trailing the leaders. He downplayed the latest numbers.
Last time who was winning in October 4 years ago?
Rubio, campaigning in New Hampshire, echoed his former mentor.
They don't really matter very much. Polls are polls. What's going to matter is what voters are ready to do in early February, and that's what we're aiming toward.
The fiscal irresponsibility.
And while Carson is rising in the polls, he's also facing questions over his comments in the aftermath of last week's community college shooting in Oregon.
Not only would I probably not cooperate with him, I would not just stand there and let him shoot me. I would say, hey guys, everybody attack him. He may shoot me, but he can't get us all.
Today, he suggested the media was trying to twist his remarks.
We're living in a culture now where you have a group of people who just sit there. They don't try to listen to what you're saying. They're just trying to find a defect so that they can cause more division.
Despite Carson being on his heels in the polls, Trump took to Twitter to defend him, writing, Ben Carson was speaking in general terms as to what he would do if confronted with a gunman, and was not criticizing the victims. Not fair. A different approach for Trump, who often uses the platform to poke his rivals.
Side of the Mexicans.
Now, Trump and Carson have been holding their fire against one another in recent days. Trump even said recently that he'd tap Carson for a cabinet position if he wins. Jake?